Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My hair's really crazy this morning. There's a revolution going on, right? There's a revolution going on in the world, so we might as well embrace it. Not only embrace it, but I wanted to take a second to really kind of shift our attention. Hi, Bex. Welcome. I wanted to take a second today to recognize what's going on in the world, okay? So we have some really powerful and incredible energies that are here that are kind of taking over. Like people are really choosing their voice. People are choosing to be heard. And that voice, I believe most of those voices are from the heart, right? Yes, there are some energies that get mixed in and take advantage of opportunities to create some real drama in the world. But I think that's par for the course when we're talking about such an incredibly huge, massive global shift that is happening right now. You know, if you've listened to, hi Mia, I miss you. If you have been listening to the news, you've been watching the news, seeing what's going on, it's impossible to ignore that, you know, beginning, let's say if we really go back into January in China and then into America, this year has been a real kerfuffle. And if you don't know what that word is, I love that word. It means a mess. It means it's just a complete mess. So it looks like on the outside, right? But what we've all been forced to do is to go inside and to create some change and do all this kind of stuff. We have been focusing so much in this show about digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. And I wanted to actually create a series called Embracing Empowerment, because I know for myself, looking out there, seeing everything that's going on in the world and the strength of everyone who is advocating and fighting to have their voice heard, I realized how does that mirror what's going on inside of me, right? What do I have to say? What voice do I want to share? What do I want to contribute to the world to make the world in a better place? Because I have to say, I really believe that what's happening is going to contribute and make the world an incredible place. It's unfortunate all of the destruction that we have seen. Myself and all of my friends in New York, including dear Mia, who is on watching right now. I'll tell you what happened to me earlier this week. Mia had called me. I know many of you who listen know that I spend a lot of time in Mia's house. Mia had called me and she said that her street had been completely vandalized, and a jewelry store that was underneath her bedroom window was also vandalized, broken into, and looted. And it was terrifying. And I had not been out of my house all weekend since the riot. So I only saw what was going on in television as the barometer for what was really happening. And while it happens on television, it's one thing. When you see it in real life, it's another thing, as Mia, I'm sure, can attest to that. So my phone died on Monday evening. And so I said, oh my God, what am I going to do without my phone? Is there something open? Well, AT&T was open. Well, it said it was open. It said it was open in Times Square. So I made an appointment at the AT&T store to have my phone looked at. And I immediately went to the AT&T store, which is in Times Square. And I walked through. I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with emotion, overwhelmed with sadness, overwhelmed with great grief and fear of what was happening to my city, my home. It still makes me very emotional. And I was so devastated. I got to the AT&T store and it was boarded up and it was closed. And so I hadn't even made it online to let them know that the store had been closed. So I walked back home, and as I walked back home, I said to myself, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What am I doing here? How am I taking care of myself? How am I comforting myself? And I came home and I said, it's enough. It's enough for me to think I have to completely stay in this war zone when I can choose to take care of myself. I can choose comfort. I can choose peace in my heart. And so I called my dear friend Bex, actually. Bex helped me arrange for the flight to come home to Orlando. So I'm broadcasting to you from my family home in Orlando. And as I'm looking out, it's a much different world than I was looking at on Monday, on Tuesday. It is beautiful. It is green. It is lush. My parents are here, and their love and support is something that is so healing and so comforting right now. And even though all of this stuff remains the same, my work remains the same, what I continue to deliver remains the same. What I've done now is I've chosen that it's time to actually hold on to something comfortable, to hold on to find something that is going to comfort you in these times as we go through this revolution. All of this brings me back to where I wanted to go in this series about the revolution that's really happening within us, okay? So again, a lot of my series, a lot of the talks that we do is all about creating change, and change and picking up, letting go of that, and finishing what we did on Monday, all these different energies coming at us left and right? And what I wanted to say is that I want to take a break from all of that. I want to take a break from all of that heavy digging, all that heavy stuff, and talk about you, and talk about who you are and who you are forming, and the revolution that is happening within you is going to change the world, and it's going to change your personal world. I know, when we look out there and we see all these brave people taking to the streets and demonstrating and doing incredible things peacefully, I kind of feel like, wow, I should get out there, right? I should get out there. And when I was invited by my friend Tony to meet downtown for a peaceful protest, I chose not to. I chose not to get involved. I chose not to get involved, not because I didn't believe in what was happening, but I chose to not get involved because for me, I need to protect myself from energy that is around me that really can get to me. I am an empath, and I take on people's energies so easily. And so when I get in big crowds like that, big crowds that are so powerful, I really take it on and I really feel it. And I said, what can I do? What can I do to contribute instead of just saying, no, I don't want to get involved? How can I get involved? What can I do? And so instead what I did is I decided that I was going to do a lot of research about what white privilege means, right? This is a term that's being thrown around a lot. White privilege, right? White privilege, something that I think many of us who are Caucasian or lighter skinned or whatever you want to call it have really been blind to. And I read this incredible article that I will post here later on after we're done. And it was by this incredible woman, and she just outlined simple events from her life where white privilege was so a light was shined so much on white privilege. And I've been in so many of those moments sitting next to a friend of mine of color or of a different ethnicity, and it didn't even pass through my head that some of these things that were being said or being done really were not reciprocated by my Black and brown friends. And I was really quite shocked at my lack of awareness at those simple things. We say and we do things, we don't even realize how they're contributing to those people around us, our neighbor, our friends. And so today I realized that revolution that's sitting within me is this awareness, and this awareness of white privilege, right? This awareness of more of what my friends and my neighbors are going through next to me that I may not even be aware of. And so for today, I want us to embrace, first of all, who we are. I started to actually feel guilty about being white at one point. I started to feel like, I too am a minority as a gay man, trust me. I've been through my own plenty of disgusting, horrific judgment. I'm not comparing it to what it's like to wear it on the outside on your skin, to be a person of color, where you can't escape it. Sometimes, although it's debatable whether or not I can hide being who I am, because I'm quite flamboyant and boisterous. However, there are situations in which, I can become a chameleon. Well, you can't become a chameleon to the color of your skin. And so that's something that you can never, ever escape. And it really, really hit me, like, how many times I've been in this position of being around my friends or being around somebody, not even necessarily a friend, or in a restaurant, sitting next to people, or at a bar. And how, for example, you're sitting at a bar and, an African-American couple sits down next to you, and you sit down at the same time, but you're the first one who's served. So there's this subconscious privilege too, this subconscious racism as well, right? It's this I want to get to the bottom of. I want to actually, as I work through that, like, white guilt, I'm sure many of you during this time have thought about that too. I thought, this does us no good to hold and harbor some kind of guilt for being who we are in any stretch of the imagination, regardless of your color or your creed or your religion or your sexual orientation or gender choice, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's no reason to feel guilt for who you are. That's why people are taking to the streets. People are taking to the streets because there is no way that we should feel guilt or shame for who we are. We should not live in an environment that makes us feel that way. So in today's meditation, we're going to dig and we're going to find where we can recognize and realize those places in our lives that we can become more aware. Okay? That's all it is. It's becoming more aware. It's becoming more aware of the people next to us in every single situation. It's taking the time to stop and say, somebody may not be feeling the way that I'm feeling, or wow, that person is being treated differently. Why is that person being treated differently? Ask. Becoming more engaged with the environment around us, becoming more aware. So this is the revolution that we want to create. We want to create this revolution that it is not just about us, my friends. This is something that all of us need to become more aware of. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Recognizing what we've been through. There have been genocides in this world. I don't have to name them, but you know they are. Genocides, the Holocaust, Rwanda, all countless genocides that have happened. There's one in Myanmar. There's one in northern China for the Muslims. There's so many genocides that are going on in the world. What is a genocide? A genocide is the rejection of culture, a rejection of religion, rejection of culture, to cleanse and to purify. What an interesting choice of words that they use. To purify their home or their land. Millions of people die because of these genocides. Genocides are from a lack of caring about our neighbor, a lack of awareness for that person who's sitting next to us. If we boil it down to the down, just even below the surface of the skin, we all can begin, the more and more we go deeper and deeper and deeper, we see how exactly alike we are. Right underneath the skin, right underneath everything, the hormones, everything we get to the atom and the molecule of that which makes up everything in existence, and that is pure energy. It is pure divine light. And every single one of us in humanity is that pure divine spark of light. Even those assholes who are looting around this country and tearing up our homes. There is a spark of light even within them. And in all of our hate towards them, we have to find compassion for them as well. We have to imagine what the pain and suffering is that they are going through, that they are choosing to act and behave the way that they're behaving. So with that, let's go in and let's focus our energies inside for meditation today, okay? Again, thank you guys all so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. So, embracing empowerment. By us really diving in, we are seeing who we really are. We are releasing ourselves from all of the attachments that we have to identity, going to the core of who we are. So let me just add something that just came to me too. It's so interesting, right? So here we are fighting for equality. All of us are like talking about equality, whether it's based on our skin color or our religion or our race or whatever. But again, what are we really fighting for in equality? In equality, we're fighting for the fact that we're all the same, right? We're all the same. So what's on the outside or what one sees is not who we really are at the deep source, at the deep core. We are all the same. So that's what we're really fighting for. That's what we're really angry for. So let's go back to that source. Let's go there. Let's create more of an awareness. Okay, so thanks for letting me ramble. This month of Gemini has me all worked up. Okay, let's come into our core. Okay, I want you to find yourself. I want you to locate this energy where your belly button is. And I want you to just kind of like rub your belly like the good Buddha. Oh, love yourself. I love you, Buddha. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love everything about myself. I love who I am. I appreciate this body. I appreciate where I am. Rub your belly and then hold your hands in front of your belly button. Now I want you to go 2 inches within to the core of your being. This is the source of our sacral chakra. It is the source of our power, our ultimate power. And as you see that power, you can see this furnace, this fire burning, this passion, this truth, this light. And now what I want you to do is begin to imagine that that ball of light begins to expand out past the chair that you're in, out into the room that you're in. Watch it take over into the house or the building that you're in, into the town, into the city, into the state, the continent, the bodies of water that surround the continent, and then finally around the whole world. See ourselves one with the entire globe, with the entire world. And from that place that we see ourselves in this world, we want to expand out past this physical world into space, passing past planets and galaxies and Milky Way, and further and further and further extending out past space into the spiritual worlds, crossing into dimensions, some light, some dark, pushing out further and further and further until we come to a golden-like layer that warms us from the outside. Extend out past the golden-like layer till we come to a jelly-like substance layer. We can feel the energy around us palpable, like we're swimming in the deep end of an ocean. But we want to push through that energy until we come to a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. One of the most sacred laws we need right now. Imagine ourselves extending through the law of compassion and emerging into the 7th plane of all that is, the plane of creation. You can feel this tingling sensation all over your body. And as you feel this tingling sensation all over your body, allow yourself to dissolve into this energy of all that is. In this meditation, we are targeting limiting beliefs that are blocking us from manifesting our truest reality. And from this point in the theta brainwave, we have the ability to access those subconscious beliefs in a deep way. So I just want you to rest here in this space, in this peace, in this energy, while I create some downloads for ourselves. Downloads are just packets of energy from the cosmos, from the universe, that are going to come into your subconscious mind and change some atoms and molecules to remove subconscious limiting beliefs, to create and empower a new reality for yourself. All you have to do is say yes to receive these downloads, okay? Would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to and when to and where to express your truth with love and compassion? Would you like to know that it's safe for you to express your truth with love and compassion, and that you're worthy of it in every cell of your being? Would you like to know that you are connected to all that is? Would you like to know that you are connected to the energy of everything in the entire universe that keeps us connected? Would you like to know that you are one with every single person, place, thing, and situation in the world? You are one. We are all the same, my friends. Would you like to know how to see that similarity of form in every single person in the world? Would you like to create and have the awareness to be more open, to be more compassionate and loving towards our neighbor? Would you like to know how to do that, and that it's safe for you to do that? And some of you are concerned about being left vulnerable. So we want to also download you with the discernment that you know what energy that you can choose to be in, and that being protected and being aware of your space and your energy does not block you off from staying connected to others. All this energy does is just protects you at its deepest level. If you would like to know what it feels like to know that you're protected, just say yes. Would you like to know how to do all of this while also remaining joyful and happy? And would you like to know that this does not have to be hard work? Would you like to know that this transformation and this revolution that can happen within inside of us can happen and do so with ease and joy and glory? Would you like that? Say yes. There's something about, I'm hearing that as we go through this everything that was going through, we're going to find ourselves. So I'm hearing that through this process, you are going to find yourself. Would you like to know how to find yourself again, and how to identify it and see who you really are? Some of us are so blinded to who we are because we want to show up and be what we want everybody else wants us to be. Would you like to release yourself from that obligation of having to be what everybody else thinks you want to be? Feels like this is something that may have been brought onto you by your family. Would you like to release them from the obligation of having to teach you this? And would you like to forgive them? Recognize that everyone is always doing the best that they can in the time that they can, in the way that they can. Would you like to know how to express forgiveness for those who have squished you? Would you like to forgive those who have made you feel less than all that you are? Would you like to know what it feels like to put yourself in the shoes of those who are causing you harm and destruction, and to see the fabric of who even they are? Would you like to know how to have compassion for those who are compassionless? This is a big one, my friends. Just let's take a second to send all of those people who have hate and violence in their heart. Let's take a second to send them unconditional love. Awaken them to feeling supported and cared for. Guys, would you like to know that when this revolution is over, we will dawn in a new age and a new time, bigger and stronger and better than we have ever been before? If you would like that, say yes. Last but not least, would you like to know what it feels like and that you're worthy of having unconditional love and experiencing and knowing unconditional love in every cell of your body from this moment forward? And that no matter the circumstances around you, you know how to stay within your core, unbreakable and unshakable in all that you are. If you would like that, say yes. Last but not least, I know I said that before, but there's one more thing coming up. Would you like to know how the Creator's definition of peace, and that you are worthy of knowing peace in every cell of your body, and how to share peace with the world? Beautiful. Oof. I just want to take a second again to download every love and unconditional light. Now let's begin to rub our palms together to come back to this physical space. Rubbing our palms together faster and faster and faster and faster until we generate some energy, some heat. And then let's put our palms over our eyes. Our eyes are the windows to our soul. Now you can open your eyes and see that your eyes are infused and filled with this light. Just take a second and put your hands over your heart and honor yourself. Honor where you are, how you showed up today. Honor this revolution that is happening within inside of you. You know, in the word revolution is evolution. Evolution is the undeniable truth that exists in everything in the entire universe. That we are evolving, we are changing, and we are growing. My friends, have a wonderful day. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. I want to invite you all. Tomorrow evening, I will be doing a full moon activation meditation. We have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius that is happening tomorrow. And it's going to be intense. And it's no coincidence. Like, it's literally like what's happening in the cosmos is exactly telling us what's happening here on Earth, in the real world. And so there's going to be more revolution. So we might as well transform and tap into the evolution part of it instead of the revolution part of it, and grow and change and evolve and become with it. So tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., please join me here on any one of these platforms, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and we can do a meditation together. Okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate so much your love and your care. Just putting the full moon activation on. And I will see you guys. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to yourselves. Bye-bye.